Hi Cancer, my lunar brothers and sisters, welcome to your December 2023 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what December, can you believe it, of 2023 has in store for you, my dear lunar brothers and sisters, for your actions and your interactions with the world at large. Over the course of December, you have the Two of Cups. So love, connection, partnership, romance, enjoyment. These are all things that are going to be prominent for you over the course of December. This could see you really, for those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, you could be really focused on your relationship right now. For those of you that are single, maybe you say to yourself, yeah, you know what? I want to hit the ground running and I want to start making something of my love life. This can be a time where you really are very focused on your love language, what that means to you, how you say I love you, how you need somebody else to say I love you, I love you to you, how you will need to say that to yourself. This is going to be a month where that is going to be a big focus for you. Partnership, marriage, relationship, connection, collaboration. This is all stuff that you deeply understand, know and need over the course of this month, and I think it's going to be a big focus for you. For your communications and conversations, you've got the King of Cups. So I like this, right? Not only is there emotional maturity here, but some of the conversations that you're having this month are very focused on relationships, partnerships. This is also you really divulging how you feel about something. So if there's something that you've wanted to say to somebody, something that you've needed to share, something that you've needed to get off your chest, this is going to be the time, right? This is going to be the month where you're like, you know what? I'm not holding, I'm not holding the, what's the word? I'm not holding back anymore on what it is that I really feel at the depths of who I am. When it comes to your career, your profession, your academics, all of that kind of stuff, there is going to be a big focus on how do I actually feel about this, and how do my collaborators, connections, my colleagues, my bosses, how does that stuff really affect me? How much do I really feel either connected to or alienated by this stuff? I think this is a month where you're getting really real about what you require from everything, right? And the reason I say everything is because everything is a relationship. We have a relationship with ourselves. We have a relationship with our friends, with our family, with our colleagues, with our co-workers, with the people that we meet on the street. Everything in the universe is a relational experience. And so this month, it looks like you're really deeply pensive around what these things might be. Now, another or a fellow water sign, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio, may feature for you this month. For those of you that are single, you could be talking to a fellow water, you could be talking to or speaking to a fellow water sign, but this could be someone's really helping you get a good understanding of how you feel around certain, if not all of your relationships. So this could be really great. For your heart and half sector, you've got the Knight of Swords. So there's a little bit of friction in the relationship, but there's bound to be if you're paying more scrutiny to it. And this isn't actually a bad thing. It just means that there's going to be a lot of communication within the relationship. There's going to be a lot of feelings to the surface. And maybe for some of you, you're sharing something that hasn't been shared before, or maybe you are divulging something that hasn't been shared before. And so because you are, it's kind of like, oh, you know, where did that come from? I didn't expect to hear that. Or, you know, what does that mean for us moving forward? For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is deep emotional communication that is taking place, you know, that potentially, you know, when something's so deep that it kind of gets a little bit uncomfortable, or it's like, okay, yeah, I didn't expect to be having this conversation, but this is where it needs to go, right? And this isn't actually a bad thing at all. It could be something that a partner says to you. It could be something that you're saying to a partner. For those of you that are single, I do feel that you could meet someone this month, or I do feel as well that maybe you could realize that you're into somebody more than you realized. Like, this could be where you kind of say, wow, you know what, I'm actually, you know, kind of head over heels for this person, or maybe the other way around. And because it's the Knight of Swords, there may be a naysayer. Maybe there's somebody that's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Or maybe there's somebody that's kind of not holding you back from it, but almost saying to you, like, are you sure you want to go down this path? And it's potentially for some of you, because maybe you've already gone down this path with this person and maybe it didn't end great. For your money and materials, you've got the 7 of Cups. Yes, you're going to overspend this month. Yes, you're going to overindulge this month. It is, you know, it's the festive period of the year. It's likely to happen. With that 7 of Cups, though, I am going to say this is not a time to commit to a big financial endeavor. All right, so if there's something where you say to yourself, right, you know what, I'm getting serious about this in the new year, you know, and then you go out and you spend like £1,000 on, or, you know, dollars, whatever your currency, on, you know, all this new training equipment, or, you know, I'm going to spend this kind of money on a personal trainer. Or maybe you say, right, that's it, I'm going back to school. And you know, it's like, this could be something that you sign up for now. And it's not so much that you're going to lose the novelty or whatever. It's more a case of it's a financial burden that you can't afford right now. And that's not to tell anybody, you know, what their budget is or anything like that. Only you can decide for yourself. But because it's the 7 of Cups, there's an element here of a self-illusory tendency. So you could be overshooting, and there could also be an element to this where you're adding something more to your plate and there isn't the space for it. What would be the point then? All right, so just keep that in mind around that. Now, when it comes to your weeks of the month, so quick message. As many of you know, if you've been with me long enough, you know this, the winter solstice alignment activation session is going ahead, right? So every year, you know, for I think it's like the last 4 or 5 years at this point, I put on a winter solstice alignment activation session where we tap into the magic of the solstice itself. So you absolutely want to be there. It's on the 21st of December, 7 p.m. UK time. Yes, I have fixed the tech glitch this time, I promise you. So for those of you that came last year, you know, we had that issue. You won't have that same one again. I've got 2 very special guests that I can't wait to have along for the ride. It's going to be awesome. They will be bringing their expertise and I will be bringing mine. We're going to be talking about the solstice itself. We're going to be talking about astrology. We're going to be talking about numerology. We're going to be looking at the human design perspective of what 2023 has in store for us. And as always, I will be shooting you off into the future with an FLP session, future life progression, so that you can see what your 2023 looks like at a glance, so you can kind of get a feel of where it is that you need to lean in and what it is that you might need to sidestep. So whatever your challenges and blessings are, and the beauty of that is it's your personal future. All right, so if you want to be a part of that, you can get your seat on the link in the description box below. You'll be seeing it pop up on all of my socials over the course of the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. It would be lovely to have you. It's £33.33. Get yours on the link in the description. For your first week of the month, you have the Devil card with the 2 of Cups. So for those of you that are single, I mean, it could start hot and heavy, right? Like if you're meeting someone, this could be somebody like it's just deep and it's intense and it's kind of like, oh, you know, like there's an urgency behind it. I will say with this, it could be kind of like a borderline of an obsession around this, so you just want to be mindful of that. It might also be a time as well, because remember, the Devil card in its sort of lighter aspects is about what you hold to regardless. So if you're in a partnership or a relationship that has had challenges or issues, this first week of the month, it might be that you're having a conversation like, what is it going to take for us to fix this? Because I'm not willing to let it go. I'm not willing for this partnership or this relationship or this connection or this collaboration to end in tatters. That is not good enough for me. What is it going to take, right? So that could be a way to utilize that energy. For the second week of the month, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So my money is this person is likely going to be a Pisces. And the reason I say that is because the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. The King of Cups is usually a water sign male, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And this technically isn't, I am bending it a little bit, but I would say this person's likely to be a Pisces. Why? Because Jupiter rules Pisces. It's the traditional ruler. In ancient astrology, Jupiter ruled Pisces and Sagittarius. So that's why I say this person's likely to be a Pisces. This is beautiful though. There is change, there's adaptation, there is a potential in this second week of the month for you to have some kind of emotional or internal breakthrough, you know, some moment where you just feel lighter for having spoken about or released something. This could be a really powerful time for you. I genuinely feel that. Now, interestingly enough, the Devil card coupled with the Wheel of Fortune can represent a gambling addiction. I don't think this is that though. What I do feel like this combination speaks to is this Seven of Cups. It's like you're planning to purchase something or to buy something, and it's like, this is going to fix everything. And it's like, in your mind, you probably believe it, maybe even in your gut, maybe you've managed to convince yourself that you believe that. Whether you actually have the time or the energy or even the finances to commit to this thing fully is going to remain to be seen. And this is something that only you can answer for yourself. So just be mindful around that. For the third week of the month, you've got the Hierophant card, which is the Faith card. It's interesting because the Hierophant has been quite active for the third week of the month. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, yes, there's potentially some hard conversations, but there's also you dedicating to doing whatever it takes in order to fix, to keep, to stabilize, or to enhance the marriage or the partnership, right? On the other side of this could literally just be that maybe you're going to a religious space, maybe you're going to a church, maybe you're taking some kind of religious trip around the holiday season, very possible. But the Hierophant card would literally represent the marriage itself. For those of you that are single and looking, like I said, it could be hot, it could be heady, it could be, you know, and the chances are there's either an age gap in this relationship or there's some kind of class and or status gap. That's, you know, not to say that there's anything wrong with that. It just might be that you're either from very different backgrounds or cultures, maybe even different religions, okay? And then for your fourth week of the month, you have the Magician card. Okay, so I got a bit of a clearer picture here. In December, just as we're about to come into the new year, be mindful of somebody trying to sell you something, all right? Like, yes, you absolutely need to buy this. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. It's da-da-da-da-da-da. And you could get so swept up in it. Why do I say this? Remember, the Magician card is Mercury. Mercury is going to be retrograde, but as we come to the end of the year, the 31st of December, Mercury goes retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So you just want to be mindful about what you're putting your finances, your money, or your resources into, all right? Like, especially if this is something that somebody's trying to sell you, because the chances are, it's not even so much that it doesn't do what it says on the tin, it just might not be what you expect it to be, all right? Now, with that said, whenever I talk about the astrology of your moons, remember I'm always talking about this from the ascendant first, to a lesser degree, but still relevant, your sun and your moon. So we're going to start with the Gemini full moon, because it's on the 8th of December, so right at the beginning of the month. So the 7th, the 8th and the 9th of December, pay attention to what's happening for you, because this full moon for you is happening in the 12th house, right? This is your past, your privacy, the hidden part of you, the secrets in your life, the things that you don't or haven't shared will come up and out at this point. Doesn't even have to be a secret of yours. It could be a secret about your partner. It could be, you know, I'm not saying that there's going to be, but it's, you know, it's possible. It could be a realization that you have, a spotlight, right? An understanding, a moment of clarity, a moment of illumination, the full moon. All right, the fullest expression of light is being shone into your 12th house, which is your personal closet, the part of you that you keep hidden from the world, that only your partner, your parents, or your children really get to see. And even then, they only get to see a slice of the you in the 12th house, because your 12th house is truly your hidden inner world. It's also the house of your bed and your bed pleasures, sleep. You know, the relations that you have in that space. Maybe this is putting a spotlight on that. Maybe you're getting back into the saddle, and I gotta say, it would not be a surprise with the combination of some of these cards. Like, if you've had a little bit of a drought in le boudoir, this could be a time where that drought comes to an end, okay? I will say no more. Your full moon energy is the gate 27 and caring. I love this card because this is a card of the family. This is a card of sweetness. It's a card of love. And it really is an energy that reminds us that sometimes those little knocks and tests that we have really do strengthen things. Like, you know, when a bone breaks and then it heals back, it's actually stronger than it was the first time round. How amazing is that? All right, this full moon is probably going to show you where you can have that experience. And then for the Capricorn new moon, so this is happening for you in your 7th house of partnerships, contracts, relationships, interactions on a one-to-one basis. It's also your open enemies. Open enemies is actually just a fancy way of saying competitors, all right? But I've said this to every sign, and I'm going to say it to every sign. The Capricorn new moon this year is absolutely beautiful. When I was looking at the chart for this, I was so like, yes, I'm so here for this. Because it feels like the reward that we're getting for a really hard year, all right? This year has been quite challenging for a lot of people, as you know. And this feels like a reward. This feels like the universe is like, okay, all right, yeah, I got it. Here you go, have this. And because this is in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, etc., if you're in a relationship that's had problems or issues, this can literally be a new start there. This is where you set your intentions. I want my relationship to survive. I want my marriage to go ahead. I want it to be something different, something new. I want healing in that space. Venus will be in Capricorn at this time as well. So if you want healing in your relationship, use that Capricorn new moon. Use it, all right? Do something with it, for crying out loud. If you don't have a partner and you're ready, that Capricorn new moon, again, right? Set your intentions, kind of put that energy out there, imprint the universe with it. And for this, you've got the gate 30 and holding. I think that to me is just like so self-explanatory. If you're in a partnership, in a relationship, if you've had challenges or issues, it's not going anywhere. I think you're going to hold on to it for dear life, right? Like a true crab or like an eagle on the card. If you're in a relationship and there aren't any problems or issues, this could be a time where something about the relationship needs to change or needs to evolve. And, you know, as it does, it brings more light and love and experience to what you're having. All right. So all in all, this looks like actually quite an interesting month. So whether you do or don't celebrate, whatever you do or don't celebrate, whether it's Yule, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's Kwanzaa, a happy one to you. I truly hope you have an amazing festive period. From my heart to yours, thank you so much for all of your support throughout 2022 and beyond. It really does mean a lot. Have a fantastic time. I will see you next year. Take care, and I'll see you soon.